Um, what's the difference between a stage engineer and a front of house engineer? We usually call them a FOH engineer. So what's the difference between these two people?
Okay. A front of house engineer, his basic responsibility is to mix for the audience. His
Mm,
basic responsibility is to mix for the audience. Why a stage or a monitor engineer is to mix for the people making the music. So it's quite tasky to be a monitor engineer, monitor mix engineer, and it's quite different from the FOH engineer.
mm,
Now, being a monitor engineer, you have to manage the mix on stage. You have to manage the mix on stage. Like if
mm,
it's a pastor preaching, you have to satisfy him so that he can hear himself, be able to be hear himself and be able to deliver. If it's the musicians, you have to mix for them real time, individually. So your mind
mm,
has to be, you have to be up, you have to be, your mind has to be sound. You have to have a sound mind. Let me put it that way. You have to have a sound
mm,
mind and be able to multitask. If you don't have a sound mind, you cannot be a monitor mix engineer
mm,
because, like I said earlier, you are satisfying, you are mixing for each member of the band.
mm,
It can include BGVs. You can also be doing mix for the BGVs, separate mix for the lead artist, separate mix for the drummer, separate mix for the keyboardist, the aux players, the guitarists, the bassists. So that's why I say it's quite tasking. Whereas for the FOH, his duty is to mix for the audience.
mm,
The audience is the perspective.
mm,
So
mm,
you have to bring out a product that is suitable for the audience. It's like you are giving a product that's already made, that has all the elements in it that will be appealing to the audience. If it's in a church, you can say appealing to enable them to worship. A finished
mm.
product to enable them to worship. Um, so that's basically the difference. That's basically the difference.
The role of the stage engineer is to make sure the people right on stage are satisfied. I understand that. So, in a situation where the people on stage most of the time, maybe they use in ears and they don't use, let's say, especially for the musicians, they don't use side field, they don't have speakers close to them, and they usually complain to you, or they usually complain to the FOH engineer. I can't feel the music. Is it something? Do you think they are justified for that complaint, or they should work with whatsoever they have in their in-ears? Because most of the time we have that problem a lot, where the musicians are playing or the singers right on stage, they are using in-ears and they are complaining, I can't feel the music from the house. You understand? So I mean, is it justified for them to say that,
Yeah.
or it's
You can't be on in ears and
mm,
you want to feel the music from the house. No, it's not going to happen. Sometimes we get this complaint a lot because I'm talking from experience now, we have musicians in the congregation, the audience, in the audience,
mm,
coming backstage to tell maybe the best player, I can't feel your bass in the house. So
mm,
the best player is now concerned that
yeah,
whatever I'm playing here is not being heard in the front of house.
mm,
So he's concerned. He wants to be heard.
mm.
Especially the lead guitarists, they want to be heard. They want to be felt. But in a case where it's like that, maybe it might be that the FOH engineer is not doing his job properly.
Mm.
Yeah. if he's doing his job properly, if he has a good mix, balanced mix in the FOH, that issue will not arise. But being on stage and want to feel it as not possible. Sometimes with the way music is now, the way music is made now, live music, these days you don't have monitors on stage, physical monitors on stage, because they want a clean audio signal going to the console. They don't want any form of bleed. So in a case like that, you have to be on your ears, the both ears, left and
Mm.
right, before you can be able to feel the mix. If you wear one, you cannot feel it because the stage will be like empty. It's like because
Mm.
there's literally like there's no speaker there for you to hear anything. So
Okay.
so that's where the a good engineer comes to play. You
Mm.
mix very good for them so that they can be able to make the music. If they are not satisfied with the mix, they will not be comfortable to make the music that is required of them. And once they are not in their right frame of mind, it spoils a whole lot. Because music goes with emotion. Emotion. You have to feel what you play. It also affects the dynamics. When you don't feel what you play, you don't come out with good dynamics.
Mm.
So
Wow.
the stage engineer has to be up and doing. That's why they have people specialized in doing that because it's experience you gain over time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. The music has to be felt. It is emotional. For the people, for the musicians, to be able to deliver good dynamics, the music, the sound has to be felt. All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Isaac, for that. Viewers, this is Musician Share It. We're discussing the engineer's viewpoint this evening, and we have our guest right on the live, Mr. Isaac, CEO of Icon Tech. All right, so Mr. Peels, Mr. Samuel, what do you think? Mr. Isaac just talked about the engineer having to the responsibility to give quality sound to those people right on stage. And I mean, you have had your own experience before as a musician. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay, let me go first.
Okay.
I have a question for Mr. Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, because first of
Mm,
all, what happened on that program was it was in a church, my church. So
mm,
we had the normal sound and we had the tech guys. So when Isaac came for the program to sound for the
mm,
program, I don't think we had extra stuff, but he made the sound. He took it from 100 level to 400 level. I want to
wow.
use those. Yeah. So this is where my problem is. Why don't we have very good sound engineers like you, well distributed around the around the city, around the nation? It's an important question because I have the ears for music, and I noticed that at least you experienced it one time, Mr. Marvel, when we had that Destiny night that somebody came and did a mix. He didn't bring any extra speaker. He didn't bring
Mm-hmm.
any extra console,
And
and
a
we had a very good
competition
mix.
called the Extra Voice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Then we now had uh, our church service on Sunday, same instrument, and it was still bad. So what I'm asking,
Hmm.
Isaac, why don't we have more people like you, well distributed around the nation? Why is there a lack of good sound engineers like you?
Wow, that's a beautiful question, sir.
Do you
Mr.
want
Isaac.
do you want me to say everything cannot be perfect? Everybody cannot be the same. To an extent, we have enough,
Hmm.
mhm, but to an
I won't
extent,
agree. No, no, I won't agree,
okay,
sir. Why I
Okay,
won't agree?
okay. I like
okay,
Samuel interrupting. Samuel, thank you. Let me
Okay,
just say something again.
okay,
Go ahead, answer. Just
okay.
one, please.
We have a lot, but they might not be. You have not seen. You have the opportunity to see some, but you have
Mm.
not seen the others. Maybe basically because of where you are, your location and all that. But there's a lot of engineers. There are a lot springing up right now. Now the
Mm.
thing is, whatever you set your heart to do, do it well.
Okay.
However, I was not a sound engineer before. I
Yes.
was a drummer. I was a drummer. So I
I'm
was
aware.
complaining in my church about
Mm.
sound. Then I saw myself giving them idea to fix it.
Mm.
Like the gate issue, they want to get a lead microphone. Hmm?
Mm.
What about my dynamics? When I say somebody praise the Lord, hallelujah,
Mm.
I must, and the threshold at which they set the gate, I must be speaking above that threshold. Like
Above. Yeah. For
somebody
people
praise the
to.
Lord, somebody
Yeah.
praise the Lord. Yeah, yes. I can't do somebody praise the Lord. Oh, hallelujah.
You will
We
not hear
worship
it.
you. You not hear it
Mm.
because they are avoiding feedback. And
Mm.
feedback is a frequency issue. So if you want to be a sound engineer, go all out to be a sound engineer
Yes,
and
sir.
learn everything about being a sound engineer. You have to know frequencies.
Mm.
You have to know you have to know your speakers. You have to know
Yeah.
the frequency response of your speakers. You have to know the frequency response of your 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 microphones and everything. The
Mm.
how the capsule work. Then you have to in general you just have to study about sound and how it works. Because you find a lot of people these days claiming to be sound engineers and they don't know what they are doing. I recently did a program at Winners Ihama.
Okay.
They had Behringer wing, they had good drums, combos, enough monitors, blah 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 blah. And they were telling me they had line arrays, 4 pairs,
Wow.
like
Mm.
four per side. They had
Wow.
2 pairs of sub on the floor. They were telling me I should bring that the line arrays are not working. I said they will work, don't worry. They were telling me to bring side fee. They were telling me to bring a delay, like 2 pairs of sub and 2 pairs of full range, normal two in one. I said,
Mm.
it's not me. What am I going to be doing with that? This time and day. I said, no, I'll work with the line array. You just fix the line array because the highs were gone. And the engineer did wrong connection.
Oh.
The mixer has 4 mains, like four
Wow.
mains, main one, main two, main three, main four. Then 8 matrices. He exhausted the speakers were biamp. He exhausted the mains. He exhausted the 8 matrices. Then he was now using uh, a bus channel to send to the sub. I asked him, what have you done with the 4 mains? And what have you done with the 8 matrices? So when I did the sound, I didn't add anything.
Wow. See?
SMJ came for the program. So they were able to perform and they were just thanking me. I had to just go away with my mix so that they noticed the difference.
Wow.
So yes, because I had issues with the guy. I had issues, but the long story, cut to hold the long story short. You say you want to be a sound engineer, learn it. It's not magic. There's a lot of physics in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technicality in it. It's not
Mm.
something that it's not like you are going to the market to buy tomatoes to crush to mix. There's a lot of technicality in it. Physics. Some they don't even know amp matching their speakers. They don't even know anything about impedance, power
Mm.
rating, frequency, talkless of frequency response. So
Mm.
it's just a mess. But
Wow.
thank God for knowledge. We are
Amen.
coming up now. We have guys that are coming
Yes.
up.
Yes, sir. All right. So, Mr. Samuel, I believe you have something to say.
Uh, okay, so he had partially saved the way for my question. I don't want to drag us back again. But
Okay.
initially,
Okay.
my question
Okay,
was
if I did
like,
not answer your question now, I can go back again. So
No,
Can
no,
go back
no.
again.
What you said was like you've just encamped it. So I'll just go over the question and you'll see that you've kind of encamped it. My issue and my question is we can pick random musicians from churches and put them on big stage and they will deliver properly. Why is it that would have to get a handful of sound mix engineers and put them on big stage? Because the way you can just pick a musician and put him on a big stage and he will perform, you cannot try that with a sound guy. Why have we not gotten to the point that okay, every church or every music church before secular self. So why have we not gotten to the point that every church can actively do a big show with their mix guys, with their sound guys, and then they'll still achieve something good? Why would we always have to want to bring
work with
bigger guys? Why is it that the knowledge
with someone who is not in the church?
Yeah, is it that knowledge in the sound in the audio world, is it that is being gate kept, or how would I you just understand what I'm saying? But then my question is, why is it that for local sound guys in local churches, or is it that they are not willing to learn and they are knowledge outside?
Yes, that's the same thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
I will not force you to learn your craft. For myself in my church, my reverend wants to do any program. He does not bring anybody. I do everything. Down to screen, LED screen mapping, everything. I do it. He leaves the production for me. He leaves the production for me because he trusts me. And I don't go a day without learning my craft. So it should be the case for every sound engineer. At a point, I didn't want to follow any top Nigerian engineer. I wanted to just follow the whites because of their principles. Because some of the whites, they really know what they are doing. They are turning this knob. They know why they are turning the knob.
Why?
They are they are using this amount of compression. They know why they are using the amount of compression. So that's the kind of people I want to follow. So it should be the same for every sound engineer out there. If you were a pastor, I'm a sound engineer, I blow your speakers every Sunday now and then. You want to do a big program, will you allow me to do it? No, no. Sometimes they even bring people to train them. They are raising shoulders, they don't want to learn. Somebody comes to your church to work. You are telling the pastor that it's a baby engineer. That was my case of that event I just told you. He was telling the guy the pastor that me, I'm a baby engineer.
He that was an adult engineer.
I was just 5 years in the game. Blah 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 blah. But he was not begging me to keep my mix for him.
An adult engineer.
Yeah, an adult engineer.
Asking for sleep from his baby.
So the question is, you don't blame the pastors because they know their guys. They hear them every Sunday. They see the work they do. Sometimes they just have to manage. And most times these guys, they have been with you for like 10 years. So you just do things diplomatically, not to just offend people. But when it comes to the bigger ones, you just bring the hands of expertise.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac.
It's up to them to know. It's up to them.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, you have something else to say?
Yeah, Mr. Isaac, do you think it's a problem of pride on the engineer's side? Or
yes.
Okay. Go on.
Some of them have pride. They just want to take their iPad and be walking around the church.
Like 90%.
Yes, 90% they have pride. See, let me tell you something. In the same program I was, let me not mess. I've already mentioned the artists that came. So they were like, they wanted to do a sound check. We gave them everything. They were holding their phone. I can't hear myself. It got to a point, it pissed me off. I went to them. This is not how you sing. This is not, you can't be singing Jesus and you expect it to be loud. Music is all
Mm,
about dynamics. If I push it too much now, you start hearing that your whisper. If there's when you there's a the limit I can push it to is start feeding back from the speaker. I cannot help that. There's a limit I can go
mm,
to. So if you want to sound check, give me the same energy in which you used to do your performance.
mm,
That way we can get the levels that we are looking for. We
mm.
can gain stage, get the levels, and have enough signal to apply whatever dynamics you want to apply. I told them. So it's all about knowing your craft.
Okay,
Just
I have
come, just you are coming for a Beanie boy or what?
All
I
right.
have one question.
Okay.
One question. Okay, I wanted to ask you something, and I think it's quite important for me as an instrumentalist. We have this unspoken rule in instrumentalists that we first thing know what to play, then number two have what to play. So is it the
Okay.
same thing for you guys? Because I've been in a program, me Marvel, we're at one program that you sounded in one church, and I would say you didn't have much, but the sound was perfect. So is it the same thing with you? There was this program that me and Marvel came to in one part of Benin, the Sape Road area, and you didn't have much to work with, and the sound was still good. So is it the same thing with you? Do you need a montage of a mixer? Do you need a Nord Stage 4 of an amp for you to do very well?
Emphasis on the
Uh,
montage
do, you,
of the
uh,
mixer.
do you need a very, very powerful Yamaha drums? I don't know the drums like that, but Sadi Sabi will know better. Or one of the Spirit bass guitar that's worth over 10 million to make good sound in your craft.
Mm,
If you give me the gears, fine, better for me because sound is like garbage in, garbage out. What we do sometimes
mm,
is get the signal. We try as much as possible to get a good signal from the source, especially when it comes to drums. Hmm?
mm,
The
mm,
acoustic nature of the drums must be good. The drum
mm,
heads must be good. The drum must be well tuned. Use a good drum mic, well positioned, so that you can get the real sound of the drum and the type of dynamics you want from the drummer is able to deliver according to the genre of the song. If we have all that, sometimes it's just give me, I just put a sparkle on it and I bring it out. But in the case where we don't have that, we have a PSR. You as the player, just be able to just tweak it. PSR can still give you fine, fine sound. Just tweak it and make sure what you are sending out is good.
mm.
But in the case where it's not good, you use your brain, use your expertise to just tweak everything to make it sound good. But do we need good sound from our musicians? Yes, we do. We do. It's
Okay.
very, very key. Part of the montage, the
Okay.
montage that you
Okay.
bring, they easy to play pad and piano.
All I see
Ah,
is sing.
okay. Okay. I have this question, right? This is very important, and I think this is a major problem across most events, most live performances I've been to, and most church concerts or circular concerts I've been to. We usually have this problem of when it's sound check time, everyone plays well, or let's say everyone hears themselves pretty good. Sound check time is like one of the best time in in your life as a musician. You enjoy yourself. The sound is good. You hear every note from the bass. The stage is good, perfect. But when it comes to the performance time, you have a total different sound entirely. What do you think is the major factor for this? I mean, it's a common factor. I think other musicians would also bear me witness. This is a common factor because I'm talking from experience. You play on soundcheck stage and everything sounds good, but in the main and actual events, you have to struggle a lot. Is it that a technical issue occurred, or um I overheard a sound engineer telling me one day, right, in Abuja here. He said when you are sound checking, people are not in the auditorium, so you can hear everything. So when the event starts, when the hall gets full, the people in the hall absorb the sound. So, I mean, what do you think of that analogy? Do you think that's correct, or what's your take on that, Mr. Isaac?
It's not wrong to say when the venue is empty
Mm,
is different from when the venue is packed full.
mm,
But in terms of stage mix, you guys use in-ears, right? In terms of
mm,
stage mix, I can vividly tell you that it did not save your snapshots.
mm,
Mm.
The same
mm.
thing he used for you guys, he used it for the other artists. And the other artists
Okay.
most likely will request for a tweak. So by so
Mm,
doing, everything is changing. If it saves your snapshot for your sound check, and when you come back and it records it, it should be the same because you are using IEMs. Somebody inside your earphone. There's nobody inside your headphone. But in the case of the audience, yes, it matters because when you have like a venue packed full, 15,000 screaming fans, their
mm.
body as an acoustic what's it called?
Question.
Acoustic panel. Yes,
Okay.
blocking the mid range and high frequencies. By so doing, causing the whole sound to muffle. So
Mm,
it's still the sound engineer's job to just do some tweaking, maybe
okay.
do some EQs and this, so make it the way it's supposed to be. It's the
Sorry, sir.
the
Before you continue, you talked about snapshots. I would want you to emphasize more on that. Because of our audience, our viewers that don't might not have an idea of what a snapshot is.
okay. Snapshot is simply saving a particular settings
Mm,
that you have tweaked and you're okay with. Just save it for reference sake.
wow,
It
wow.
can be you can do a whole lot as a scene. I can save as
Okay.
a scene, I can save as a snapshot. So when you come back, you want to perform and just load back your scene.
Mm,
That's the exact thing that you were okay with during sound check. So we'll continue from there. You know, music is very dynamic. We might still do
yeah,
some tweaking because if you see us, if you notice, sound engineers, our hands are always busy
yeah,
because
yeah.
as long as your finger is singing, Jesus, whoa, we are compressing, we are releasing, we are putting down faders. It has to be
Mm,
consistent. To keep that
wow,
consistency, you have to be moving. Okay. Sometimes they say the sound don't balance. Why not just leave them? It doesn't work like that.
wow,
It's
wow.
very, very dynamic.
That would have
Very,
been
very
my
dynamic.
next question, but you just answered that. We were talking about viewers, audience being in the
Yes,
venue.
audience.
Yeah.
Yes. When you sound check with an empty venue, when the audience comes in, that's the crowd, it's different. That engineer was not wrong. But in the case of the
Mm,
monitor aspect, that's why I said probably did not save your scene or snapshot.
mm. Okay.
So when audience come, it's a different game. So you just have to it's not as if you have to start from scratch. It's just a little tweaking, EQ job. put back the high frequencies that you think it has dropped. You put it back, you apply it back, then gain
Wow.
up like some dB,
Wow.
the loudness. You know, every human being perceives sounds differently. So the more you raise it, the more you get more of the low end, maybe top ends like the high ends and the high mids.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Before we move further, I think we're coming towards the end of the show. But before we go, I have a couple of questions on the charts. I would love to read this one from Audio P. He said, "My question is, in a live concert where you have various musicians, or properly put instrumentalists, and not all professionals. How do you contain the situation without wedges, because all individuals with their own preference? Like, I think he's talking about when you have musicians that are not professional and they're playing on stage. How do you work with people like that? And I also have one more question from Mr. I think MDBM. That should be Drummer Boy Matthew. Oh, Drummer Boy Matthew, welcome on board. It's good to have you on the show. Said the question is, isn't it possible to set he's talking about the front of house mix. Isn't it possible to set with the mindset of the audience there already, even if they aren't there? I mean, I think that's a very good question. So what's your take on this questions, Mr. Isaac?
Let me tackle this last question first. You want to
Okay.
set the mindset with the mindset that the audience is already there. Okay. Mind you that when the audience come, you already know that the sound is going to move down. You are going to lose some top ends like the high ends and the high mids. Now the hall is empty. You are using much of the. You are just making up for the loss that you are going to get later. It will sound too pitchy for you. It might be too pitchy for you. It might be too harsh for you, and you don't want that. And doing that sound check, maybe the production engineer in the room might tell you it's too harsh. You don't have a choice. You have to bring it down. You don't want to tell him that I'm doing it because of the audience that has not come. No, it's just a matter of ears. If it's a venue that you are used to, you already know what to do. If it's a venue like O2 Arena, there are a lot of engineers that have been there several times. So they already know what to do. So when the audience start coming in, if it's a concert that they don't come at once, you start the program there halfway. You'll be applying it little by little. If it's then when they fill the room, the amount of loudness that you are going to turn up to will be gradually. So you can't. I don't believe you can set on behalf of the audience. You will not enjoy it while you are doing your sound check. So you come to a balance. So when they start coming in, you start adjusting based on what you hear. It's all about what you are hearing. It's not like a fixed something. It's about what you are hearing.
Okay, thank you very much for answering that question. So
Then the musicians aspect.
Okay. So I think the person was talking about when you have people that are on stage that are not really professional. I mean, how do you work with people like that? Musicians that are not professional but they're on stage, they don't know anything about maybe gain staging, or I mean, how to balance their play, their music are not synchronized. So how do you work with people like that? How do you manage them?
I found a way to work with them recently. Giving them IEMs. That's the best thing that can ever happen to any engineer. Just give them IEMs. If it's a loud beat race, satisfy him on the IEM. It's okay,
Oh
then
my
jump
God.
in. Then me as the FOH engineer, I already know what to do. First
Wow.
of all, a lot of compression. Then I'll bring you down inside the mix because I love to put guitars in the
Wow.
mix because most guitarists they like to shine in the place where you're supposed to be playing chords. You are just from beginning of the song to the end of the song. You are playing riffs.
Hmm.
You're overdriving from the no. It's not music. You don't play music like that. If you are just doing
Hmm.
that, I'll just bury you inside the mix. Let that your riff just be inside. Then when it's time for you to solo, I know when guitar is supposed to solo in a song. I bring you out. Then
Wow. Wow.
once you have done soloing, I bring you back to the mix. You can hear yourself over on the IM, so you're okay. Then when we are listening to the live stream, I say, and he tells me, I can't hear my guitar. I say, no, your guitar is where it's supposed to be. Then when he starts soloing, I'm calling, look at your guitar. Can you hear your guitar? That's the way it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to
Damn.
be.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
So,
sir.
but most times I try to talk to them. Try to talk to them. Do it like this. Some of them I help them set their patches, their board, effect board. So then reduce the compression. We just open the guitar and noise all over the place, ground noise, because
Hmm.
they don't know what the compressor is. They make up king, they just turn it up. Wow. So I help them to sort that out first. Then if he's still stubborn, I know what to do. So just leave him for me.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. I think this should be our final question. All right, I think this is coming from Sheyi Fasho. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce your name correctly. And he said, "What's your approach to broadcast mix?" I mean, this is a very very important question. I mean, broadcast mix is a whole lot when it comes to gathering viewers or yeah, partners online. I mean, there are people who will stay in the church platform, online platform, or on your platform online if they hear something good. So I mean, what's your approach? There are many bad, I would say, bad, really bad broadcast mix out there. I would say something happened. I think recently from a church. The broadcast mix literally modulated the sounds, or the sound or the music from the praise and worship session of a church. I mean, they were singing on a key, but the glitch from the broadcast removed them from the key. They were to another key. the, the people on stage did not know they modulated online. So while they were on stage, they were singing on, let's say, key C, but online they were singing on,
Okay.
they were singing on F sharp.
That's sharp. That's sharp.
So I mean, what's your approach to this? What's your take on this, sir?
Okay. When it comes to broadcast mix, by standard, you're supposed to have a separate room, a separate console, a separate
Hmm.
means different from the normal venue setting. You're supposed
Yeah.
to just it's supposed to just be separate. But in a case where you are working doesn't have that capacity and you are left with just one mixer for FOH, stage, and broadcast, you
Hmm.
have to be very good. Like in my
Wow.
case, it's just one console, one console. So I'm able to manage the stage, then mix the front of house, then send the front of house to the studio for broadcast.
Hmm.
It's the front of house mix I send. But these days, I found a way to. I just take it to my system. Still the front of house mix. Take it to my system. Just do a little bit of mastering, then send back to the console before sending to them. Now I'm developing a means where I just mix everything from my system.
Mm.
So I'm getting to that point where I leave the FOH for my guys to just do the FOH
Nice.
under my
Wow.
supervision. Then I'll just focus on the broadcast from my laptop.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going now. But but you get to hear some live stream whereby they have this means to mix separately and it's still not good. It
Mm.
has to do
Mm.
with the person that's the mix engineer.
Okay.
Any broadcast engineer should know how to mix. Should know how to
Mm.
mix. Number one, and should take it as a serious business. Now,
Yeah.
mixing for broadcast should be the easiest thing for you because you are not worrying about feedback because you can use your
Wow.
compressor the way you like. You can use your makeup gain. You will not be afraid that it will be feedback from the speaker. You can gain up anyhow you want, use your dynamics the way you want. You are at liberty to do anything to make the mix good. You still end up with a
Mm.
bad mix. They should if you have a separate console and a separate room, separate system for broadcast, and you end up with a bad sound, it's the fault of the engineer.
Wow.
And in the
Wow.
sometimes it's a case whereby they pay I don't care attitude. They are just being nonchalant. They are in the studio. They are eating bread and gisting. They are not even monitoring the. In the case of that modulation, I can tell you what happened. They are not monitoring the live stream. How
Wow.
can you be live streaming? You don't monitor what you are live streaming. I've been in a
Mm.
situation one day. The camera was they were showing the guy in charge. The camera was facing him. We were seeing his face on live stream. The camera just turned to his face for 1 minute. We didn't know.
Wow. Wow.
So this
Wow.
this church media of a thing, we should really take it seriously because the church is being taken for granted by all these workers, so-called media workers. If you are working for a Beyonce too fast. If you are working for some secular organization, they will first of all beat you up, arrest you. Look at the unbelievers. They do music to worship the devil. They
Mm-hmm.
do it with all. If you are not professional, they won't hire you. So you will not qualify to do the job. That's the
Yeah.
devil they want to worship you
That will bring their sound
in
check.
church.
Mm. Yeah.
In church, we do anything anyhow. You are mixing a sound engineer for God. You don't want to even learn what it takes to be a sound engineer. You don't want to even learn what it takes to be a drummer. You want to, and this is music to worship.
Mm.
So it's really a matter of concern. Really a matter. First
Mm.
of all, your service in church is first of all your worship to God.
Yes, sir.
Aside the skills, first of all, the worship. You have to make it.
Mm.
You have to see it from that point. That's what drives me on. I want to be the best
Wow.
sound engineer. I want to make my. I want my church to sound the best, so that when anybody enters my church, we are doing holy forever. The sound you are hearing, it wants to make you lift up your hands and say, truly, God is holy.
Amen.
You are hearing the power, the
Mm.
synth, everything is coming out where the drums is heavy, it's not painful, it's not harsh, everything is just can be BGVs. Alright.
Mm.
Sometimes it's the way we see God. So it's the way we see God. We take him for
Wow.
granted. Take him for
Wow.
granted.
Wow. Thank
You
you
see where all those
so
guys.
much.
Well, it's
Uh, okay.
okay. It's okay.
All right. Thank you so much,
I
Mr.
was
Isaac. I
I
know.
was
I know.
being
If
I
we,
was being emotional.
I understand. I know if we leave you, you are still going to pour out much more wisdom. I mean, this has been an exciting live show right here on the MSI. Thank you so much for dishing out wisdom tonight. And viewers that are just joining in, this is Musician Share It. every Wednesdays live on this platform. All right, so in Musician Sheriff, we talk about everything music related, from business to production to performance. And this evening we talked about the sound engineer's viewpoint. And trust me, tonight was such an amazing session. I want to appreciate everyone that joined. I want to thank you for spending your time here on the show. And Mr. Peels, Mr. Samuel, any last words, any contributions or questions? He has literally said everything. So definitely we are still going to have a part 2 of this, and we're still going to have Mr. Isaac coming back to talk more on this. All right, so before we go, what's your take? What's your last words, contribution, and thoughts?
Okay, what I want to say is a big thank you to Mr. Isaac. Thanks for this eye-opening episode. Your input has been really educating. We can't wait to have you next time on this show. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow. So, Mr. Sam.
Mr. Isaac, thank you so much for sharing lots of knowledge. And just shortly to musicians, I was here to just drill him a little bit, but then I know the truth. Sound engineers they are not wizards. It's what you give them that they will just sprinkle that magic on and then give you. Most musicians don't know how to mix their in-ears. They don't know how their gear should sound. I see most pianists cranking up their montage volume up, and it will distort. So if you are having all those distortion from your ground level, there's nothing they can do. It will not sound good. So thank you so much, sir. On our next edition where we are having you, would delve more into that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sam. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the show. Thank you for being here. I wish you a very blissful night. And thank you so much, Mr. Isaac, once more for joining us right on the show. And we look forward to having you again. All right. So good night, everyone. And make sure to also join us next week live on the show, Musician Share It. God bless you all. Good night.